Hey everybody, Jay Super Awesome here. I'd like to welcome you all to episode number 23 of my slasher movie archives. In this video, I will be giving my review for Angel, released in 2018. She knows you're scared. Okay, so getting into the plot for this one. After his daughter goes missing near an abandoned town, wealthy contractor Benjamin Weaver employs an investigative journalist and her team to probe into Raven Rock's shady history in hopes of finding answers. Soon they realize the horrifying truth that Raven Rock is not as abandoned as they thought, realizing a mysterious figure named Angel still haunts the town. Okay, so getting into my thoughts for this one. When I put this movie in to watch it, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even read the plot description on the back. So instead of wasting a lot of time searching for something to watch, I just popped this one in. I was assuming that this was just going to be another supernatural horror movie, based off the DVD cover art. I just wasn't getting slasher movie vibes from it for some reason. I was pleasantly surprised to find out, as the movie moved on, that it actually was a slasher movie. Later on, I did find some alternate artwork for this movie, and you can clearly tell from it that this is most definitely a slasher movie. The basic story for this one centers around the mysterious town of Raven Rock. The town has been dead for 30 years. It was mostly known as a logging community, and at its peak, it consisted of 1,200 people. This town has had its own fair share of tragedy. There's mining tunnels that runs underneath the entire town, and it has been said that one of the tunnels had collapsed, trapping the workers inside. People go missing in this abandoned town all the time. It's just an area people try to avoid, including the local authorities. But of course, when you have these places that are shrouded in mystery, you always have those people who want to research and uncover the truth. So that's basically where we are with this one. We do get some backstory on the town. We see the beginning events that will lead to the collapse of the community. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the characters we have in Angel. The main character we have in this movie storyline is Piper. She leads a crew of 4 journalists into Raven Rock, the abandoned town. She enlists the help of a lady named Maya who lived in the town as a young child. Maya is very reluctant to return to her childhood home, and for good reason. Piper has to do some persuading to get her to come along. They are also joined by Mr. Lutz, who comes along to offer some protection. So while Piper is in charge of the research expedition, it's through Maya that the secrets of Raven Rock are revealed. As the movie opens, we meet the Weaver family, Benjamin, Maria, and their daughter Ava, who quickly goes missing. She has been kidnapped by wanted serial killer Vance Malone. They descend down a tunnel, and you guessed it, it leads to the abandoned town of Raven Rock. From this point, the storyline will move a year forward, and we witness the pain and grief that losing a child has caused the Weaver family. Benjamin Weaver hires Piper and her crew to enter Raven Rock in hopes of finding some closure on their missing daughter. Overall, I really enjoyed the characters and the storyline of this movie. Some of the acting was hit or miss from the cast. It ranges from decent to pretty bad. Some of the dialogue just feels off at times or just poorly delivered, making some of the scenes feel awkward. But with low-budget filmmaking, I expect there to be some flaws. So instead of nitpicking, I just go with it. I find the humor in it, and I just move on. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the most important part of a slasher movie, that is the killer and the kills. The killer in this movie is set up by a backstory that takes place in a flashback sequence later on in the movie. Drea Smallwood was a normal civilian until her husband dies unexpectedly. This causes Drea to lose her mind, and that's when the people of Ravens Rock started to disappear. Some were found bound and murdered. The townspeople automatically suspected Drea because of how detached from reality she had become. She was tracked down, tied to a tree, and publicly executed by axing. It was all witnessed by her daughter Angel, who throughout the years has continued the family's bloody legacy. I really like the mask that Angel wears. It's creepy and menacing as you see her lurking in the shadows and stalking her victims just off in the distance. While I do like the setup and the look of the killer, I find it a little hard to believe that one person could lead to the entire collapse of a large community. I mean, sure, the legacy of the murders would be forever something that would haunt the town, but you would think with some kind of police presence, the authorities would have been able to put a stop to the killings. But here we are, years later, Angel is all grown up and the killings have continued. And as far as the kills go, the movie has around 9 or 10 kills. Unfortunately, most of what we get are off-screen kills, leaving us only getting to see the aftermath. A couple of the standout kills for me would be a person getting speared and then they are repeatedly stabbed. We also have a person who gets stabbed with a bone and then they fall to their death from the rooftop of a house. We also have a hammer kill and an axe kill thrown in for good measure. So we do have a few pretty decent kills sprinkled in throughout the movie's runtime. It just would have been nice to have a little more, considering the movie's large body count. But overall, I went into this movie with absolutely no expectations and come out of it having a pretty decent time with it. With that being said, it's still a hard one to recommend unless you're just a fan of low-budget slasher movies. This was a Dollar Tree pickup for me. If you are a fan of low-budget slasher movies and you can find this one at a Dollar Tree, then why not give it a try? IMDb give it a 4.2 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 5.5 out of 10. Remember, evil never dies. It just rests a while. It watches, it waits. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know if you have seen Angel, or just let me know what you think about my review. And as always, I would like to thank you all for watching.